Hey everyone, we are live at 5. It is Thursday, April 5th. I'm Paul Wontorek.
And I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And who else is here? Content producer, Mr. Matt Roden.
That's me. Hi, everybody.
And a fabulous Broadway guest.
Yes, we have Anastasia's Zach Adkins joining us this afternoon. So excited.
Yeah.
But
Broadway's newest prince.
yes, absolutely.
Princey. He's
the Prince
Princey.
of Broadway.
But we're going to get to him. First, we're going to talk about today's top 5.
Jesus Christ. Super tour. Ryan.
Wow. Yeah, that was lovely.
I tried.
No, it was lovely.
Was-
Yes.
Wait, was that an audition, Mr. Matt Roden?
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's for a second. Jesus Christ Superstar. It has been 10 years since it toured.
Since what? I think
Yeah, since it toured.
Okay.
But last year, there was an Olivier Award-winning revival in London, and now it is going on tour in North America starting fall 2019. It's going to we already know 50 markets across North America already.
50?
50.
Are there that many?
There are that many markets, yes. Obviously, Jesus Christ Superstar live in concert was a huge hit. Almost 10 million people watched it, got great reviews. We were all talking about it. So they're capitalizing on the popularity, once again, of Jesus Christ Superstar. This will be directed by Timothy Sheeter, who directed it in London, and will feature choreography from Drew McConey, who's doing King Kong.
King Kong director, choreographer.
Yes, absolutely.
And he did that in the Heights. In
He
London.
did, that's
Yeah.
right.
He won an Olivier for that.
He did win an Olivier.
Sorry, I'm
for
just
that.
throwing
Way to
random
go,
facts
Drew
in that I
McConey.
know.
So yeah, full creative team, cast, specific cities and dates is all TBD, but Jesus Christ Superstar is coming to you.
Do we think this is the production that's currently in Chicago? Because I know that's the same.
I'm confused about that too.
Because
actually.
okay, but I know
that's
that
a different one.
No, but it is a transfer of the London
Of the
production.
same,
but I
of the
think that-
Regent's Park
I thought that
open air theater production.
That's that one?
Yep.
That's the one that won the Olivier.
Yes.
So many superstars.
Yes.
I know.
And
Which-
Worklight Productions is the one that's putting this one out, and I believe they're the same ones associated with the one in London.
So we'll find out.
But I thought there was one nominated for this year's Olivier.
What?
I don't know.
I don't
No,
know.
I don't
no,
think
I
so.
think I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
It's one-
Ignore us
the-
all. Just go see it.
All right.
You can watch it on iTunes too.
Speaking of, speaking of
right.
outdoor theater, we got casting today for the Muni, some Muni casting.
The Muni. It is freezing out, everybody. So let's talk about open air summer theater.
Me
we're
at
putting
the
it out.
Muni.
It's time to talk about it.
Yes.
So Corbin Bleu, who is fantastic.
I love him so much. Loved
do
him
you
in
love
Holiday Inn. Yeah.
He's a really great
He's
guy.
so charming.
Former vlogger.
Yes.
Broadway.com
And
blogger.
tap dancer
Throwing that in.
extraordinaire.
He's going to play Don Lockwood in Mark Bruni's production of Singin' in the Rain. There's no
good.
G on the singing.
No,
by the
it's
way.
Singing.
Singing. It's based on that movie that you all love.
That movie, yep.
Choreography by Rami Sandhu and musical direction by Ben Whiteley. Joining Blue in the cast are other great people like Shecky,
Yes.
Jeffrey Schechter,
Love him.
a.k.a. Shecky.
As Cosmo.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you know Cosmo Brown?
Yeah.
Oh, as
That's
Cosmo
as
Brown.
Cosmo Brown.
I
Yeah.
thought that was a person. Cosmo Brown's the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I saw Singing in the Rain in London, but it's not like I don't know it by heart. Do you?
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
fun.
I've
It's
only
very
seen
fun.
the
It
movie.
is fun. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. I've always
Whenever I
wondered.
would get sick, I'd watch the movie. Like that was I needed comfort.
There's been a lot of talk about coming back to Broadway.
Yes, there has. Yeah.
Who was supposed to be in it? From Dancing with the Stars.
Who?
Derek Huff.
Derek
Derek
Huff.
Huff.
Thank you. Thank you, audience member, who's always here. And Berkeley going as Kathy. Anyway, so get ready because we're going to hear more and more about the Muni and their. It's always like the great summer theater. And
Absolutely.
they get a lot of great stars.
That guy that wrote that play, A Doll's House Part 2,
Yes.
Lucas Nate.
Lucas Nate.
I said it right. I
You
said it
did
right.
it, yeah.
He's writing a new play that's premiering in CTG, Ryan.
Yes. So if you saw A Doll's House Part 2, you were already extremely excited about this because A
Because
Doll's
it's one of
House
the
Part
best
2
plays I've ever
was
seen.
incredible. Yes. All right. So this is super cool. So this is going to be part of Los Angeles Center Theater Group's 2018-19 season. It's called From the Words and Writings of Dana H.
Who's Dana H?
Dana H is Lucas Nate's mother, Dana Higginbotham, and it's based on interviews that were conducted with her, and it centers on a non-denominational hospice chaplain who helps mentally ill ex-convict turn his life around and suddenly finds her own life hanging in the balance. So from what we can gather, this is stuff that really happened to Lucas's mother, and it inspired this play. It will be running at CTG's Kirk Douglas Theater beginning May 26th, and it'll be there through June 23rd. That sounds really cool. And then hopefully Laurie Metcalf will be
Fingers crossed.
starring.
Fingers crossed.
And then it'll come to Broadway, and we can go through the whole thing again because I would love that.
And also the rest of the season is on the site too.
Yes, you can
whole-
check out the whole rest
yeah.
of that season.
Speaking of, I had a really good tie-in. Oh, speaking of casting that we're really excited about, we also got casting today. Casting like Laurie Metcalf in that show, maybe. Okay.
Right.
Casting for straight white men. There, I said it.
It's a
That
tongue
was
twister
very
for
forced,
you.
very forced and awkward. Mr.
tried.
Matt Roden tries to talk about straight white men and gets all tongue-tied.
Very nice. Very nice.
How clever. Golden Globe and 2-time Emmy nominee Josh Charles.
So excited about this.
He's great. Kate Bornstein, who I'm very excited about because
She was on I Am Kate.
I Am Kate. That's
I Am
what it was
Kate.
called. The Caitlyn Jenner
Caitlyn
reality
Jenners.
show. Kate Bornstein was like Caitlyn Jenner was a mess on that show. And I'm sorry, but there were all these other amazing transgender.
surrounded by
I really
great
got to
people.
know so many people about in the transgender community, and that's what Kate Bornstein is. She's like this
Yes.
amazing
She's a
activist, and
writer,
she would try to
activist,
set
yeah.
Jenner straight. Anyway,
But yeah, like
politically, it was a mess.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I'm fascinated to meet her and Ty Defoe.
Who I'm
also.
really excited about.
You're
And-
super
yeah,
excited
yeah,
about Ty
really
Defoe.
excited about
And they're joining Armie Hammer and Tom Skerritt. And
So many
this-
Broadway debuts.
Yeah, but this is crazy. Did you read this fun fact? Playwright Young Ji Lee will become the first Asian American female playwright to be produced on Broadway.
Took us long enough. My
Isn't
goodness.
that cuckoo?
Come
That's
on.
awful,
That
Broadway.
is.
Hey, Ryan, I don't have my paper. When does it start?
Let me find out for you. This will begin Friday, June 29th, 2018, and will officially open on July 23rd.
I love it.
Second Stage Theater.
I thought
Helen
that was a
Hayes.
really fun fact, though. I saw that.
Absolutely.
I was like, I think that's kind of
yeah,
crazy.
that's, come on. Get it
And
together.
last but not least, Kristen Maldonado. She's sticking around with the boots a little bit longer, right?
Yeah, so part of that Grammy-winning group, Pentatonics, Kristen Maldonado is playing Lauren in Kinky Boots at the Al Hirschfeld Theater, and she's sticking around. She was originally going to be done April 8th, in 3 days she was going to be done, but she said, no, I like having these shoes on my hands,
How do you
I
know
like
she said
singing
that?
this song, and I'm going to stick
Charlie.
around until May 5th. Cinco de Mayo.
Was that a quote?
She's going, no, I mean, I'm just pontificating over here. She's going out on Cinco de Mayo. She's been there since February 2nd. She likes it. She clearly likes it. She's having a blast. So we're happy to keep you around, Kristen. Thanks.
And they celebrated 5 years last night.
They just celebrated 5 years, and David,
David
Cook,
Cook.
is now Charlie Price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Cook.
Yeah, doing great things over there, Kinky.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, Ryan, for
Thank
all
you
those
so
amazing
much.
fun
Thank you for
facts and
humoring me.
transitions.
My pleasure.
We're gonna find out more about today's guest, Mr. Matt Roden. Why don't you tell us?
I would love to. Zach Adkins was born in Ohio, and he just adopted a puppy named Moose, who is just all kinds of delicious. His credits include the first national tour of Kinky Boots, first national tour. Come on now. As well as regional productions of Murder Ballad, Sweeney Todd, and Spring Awakening. He made his Broadway debut in Anastasia and took over the role of Dmitry on March 27th, which is a great day because it's also my birthday. And that is what he's here to talk about today. Not my birthday, but playing Dmitry in Anastasia. If you have questions for Zach, and I know that you do, because so many of you are Fanastasias. I see you guys talking to each other. It makes my heart so happy. Leave questions for Zach in the comments, and we'll get to as many as we possibly can. And now, here is Paul and Zach.
Zach, so nice to meet you.
What's going on?
How's it going?
It's going great.
Welcome.
I've never been here before. This is a beautiful room to
We're
be
happy
in.
to have you because we like Dimitri's. I mean, this is and we like Anastasia and we like Fanastasia. I mean, there's a lot of things here that we like.
What's not to like?
It also equals traffic too. Anything involved with Anastasia. Like you have an
Traffic?
automatic fan. Like
Oh,
we
I
get
thought you meant
traffic
traffic
on
on
the site.
44th Street.
Traffic
That's what I
sometimes
thought
there
you meant.
too. Sometimes there too. But I mean, people clicking and watching because
Great.
people love this show.
We have the most loyal and lovely fans.
Right. So and you've experienced this. So you were an original cast member, correct?
Yes.
And did you do it in Hartford too, or just Broadway?
No, I came in for the Broadway production,
Okay.
and I worked on the ensemble for about a year.
Right. So yeah, you just celebrated a year anniversary recently. We had Christy here and Cronuts. Did you bring any baked goods or?
I leave the baking to Christy. She just shows up. I don't know where she finds the time. I think she wakes up at 6 in the morning and bakes those things.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. We love her for it. So you started in the ensemble, and did you always cover the role of Dmitry?
Yeah, I understudied for the past year. I went on
Okay.
about 20 times, and
Okay.
so I re-auditioned for the show, and it worked out.
That's awesome.
I happened to be on the day before the audition, and then Christy was in the audition with us. And it was like a highlight reel of the show. We did all of our major scenes and songs together, and I was in a room with the people I've known for the last year.
You had a leg up on any
I wouldn't say a
potential
leg
competition
up. I was
because-
very comfortable.
very comfortable.
I
in
don't
this.
think anybody does favors, but
Yeah.
I definitely went in a little more confident than usual.
Yeah. So what do you like about this Dmitry guy? Like, what do you
my
like
God.
about playing him?
Well,
No, actually, I'm sorry. What was your
Oh.
favorite thing in the ensemble track?
oh my gosh. Well, I was the smoker on the train. I don't know.
Right.
Diehard fans will know what I'm talking about. But that was my major bit part, and it was great. I had a great time. I got to yell in Christy Altomar's face every night. Now I get to do
What
it
would
every
you
night
yell?
in a different way. I think the line was, "I'm in a train with a crazy woman." Not like that. I never said it like that. I was like, I hope you said it like that every single night. I wanted to give it a little life. You know what I mean?
You're no longer saying that line. I'm so sorry.
No. Now
You
a
say
wonderful.
a lot of other lines.
Yes.
A lot of and songs and.
So Dmitry goes on this great journey. He starts off as a boy, a young con man, and we really see him turn into a man. But he needs a strong woman to help him find his manhood. So that's like the beautiful part of the show.
You
is-
described his journey so efficiently.
Oh, you know,
Once
I did it in the bathroom mirror this morning too.
So how is it now? So when you were in the ensemble, did you did you experience the stage door and the fans and the
Stage dooring has become such a big thing this past year alone, I think.
Yeah.
It's a second show ultimately. If
Yeah.
you come by the Anastasia
It's the third
stage
act.
door, you're
It's
going to
the third
meet
act.
almost everybody in our cast comes out.
Right, okay.
And Christy Altomar will put on a show.
she put what do you mean she puts on a show? What is that show like?
I'm not going to say. I think you should stop by the stage
Wow.
door. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty. I mean, I think we have a viral video going around. I have a little boy, I think he's about 7 years old,
my
gunning for
God.
my part.
Oh,
Oh,
my God,
okay.
it's so cute.
So if you have the time to check that out.
So people stopped you when you were guys smoking on a train too.
Yes.
But now you're Dmitry.
And now I'm batting
so
them
there are
out
more
with a stick.
selfies and yeah.
No, yeah, there's a lot of selfies, a lot of autographs, and our fans are so creative. We have so many gifts and so many things they make for us.
Cool.
It's crazy. I have Christie's wall is littered with beautiful fan art,
Littered.
but now we're littered.
It's beautifully decorated, beautifully
yeah,
appointed.
yeah. And now my room is starting to gain a lot
Yeah.
of trinkets and objects.
Is it nice to move into the dressing room full time?
I got to paint it.
What?
Yeah. Can you guess what color I picked?
From what color to what color?
So the
What was
carpet
Cl-
is
what was
sea
Clena into it?
foam.
What do you like?
Oh, so he had a tan room, very calming.
Okay.
So the carpet's green. What color did I pick for the walls? Anybody?
Blue.
Gray. Like
Okay,
a light
close,
gray. Like
close.
a yeah,
Close,
yeah, yeah.
close.
I love the good blue too. Why are we talking about this? I'm so sorry.
I'm your
I love how you made it like a quiz.
Yeah,
Like
you know,
the
I don't
pink
know.
color.
What's
I'm
the
trying to-
guess?
Anyone? Well, that's
Subscribe.
exciting.
No, wait.
So is it all decorated and? do you have it
We're
figured
getting
out?
there. It's been a crazy time. Like he said, I just got a Australian Labradoodle, and Moose is his name, and he's 3 months old and a handful. It's like having a baby at home.
Wow.
He wakes me up very early.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of face licks and.
Oh yeah, a lot of face. Like he can shake now. We taught him how to shake. 3 months old, the smartest dog I've ever met.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So we're-
bragging about your child.
Have to.
So yeah. So what's it like now? You're watching the show. You know, you're going into this in the second year now. What's it like to be in a show for that long and sort of watch how it grows over the time and?
It's interesting. My first experience was Kinky Boots for a long run.
Oh, right.
And I was on the road, so it's a little bit
And
different.
you covered Charlie.
I covered
correct? Did
Charlie
you go
and
on?
Harry. Yeah, I went on a large amount of times. It was really
Okay.
fun. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But being in a show for a year, I think the greatest part about taking over for Dmitry is John Bolton and Christy Altomar. We know her name. But they're such giving actors,
Mm-hmm.
and they've done the show almost 400 times plus. And they're taking on my line and my line readings and giving me something fresh back every night. And that is the sign of like really great people and really great actors.
That's amazing.
So we're making some magic over there right now. It's
love
it's
it.
been a whirlwind. I think it's spring break because all the crowds are crazy right
Oh,
now.
really?
We love
God.
Hootens and Hollers, so if you come to the show, feel free. We love
You
it.
want
It's like
them
a
to-
rock concert
to-
over there.
Oh, you're encouraging.
I've never been in a show
like the Rocky Horror?
No,
or-
no, not like that. I've never been in a show where people can't control like their vocal reactions in the audience. We get a lot of.
What kind of things do you hear?
There's this one scene in the second act. I won't give too much away, but there's almost a kiss, and it's. I've never heard people gasp that loud in a Broadway show before. You would think we like stomped on their cat or something. I'm not really sure. Like it is like we broke their heart, but me and Christy love it. We have a good time.
That's great. Hey, Mr. Matt Roden.
That's my name.
Do you like how I say Mr.? I'm promoting your
I do.
your social media accounts.
I appreciate that.
Do we have any questions from the fans?
I mean, you guys are amazing. Just so you know,
They really are.
Oh my god, they're all like hanging out with each other, which is just the best part. But we have a lot of great questions. Okay, so to begin, Monica wants to know, Zach, what is the hardest number/song in Anastasia?
For Dmitry specifically, it's My Petersburg, which is the anthem for Dmitry. And it's hard because not only is it a challenge to sing, but we are sprinting around that stage, me and Christy. And brilliantly put in the show right before a giant fight sequence. So I'm out of breath when this number starts, and then we're sprinting for the rest of the 3-minute number. So by the end, I am doused with sweat. It's a lot.
You're wet. Okay.
I'm gonna pronounce this name very wrong, so forgive me. Getting Holy. She wants to know, how did you celebrate getting the role?
I called my mom. Isn't that how we all celebrate?
Yeah.
I think she's watching.
Hi,
Hi,
Mom.
Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. It was a short celebration. We went right to work right after. Yeah. That's a Broadway thing.
Did you get a phone call to tell you that you got it?
Yeah, it was a lovely conversation with Darko, our director, and he called me on Super Bowl Sunday of all times.
Nice.
And I remember we had a nice conversation,
Cool.
and it was cool.
Kiara wants to know, what made you fall in love with theater?
Oh, theater. Well, I was a really zany kid growing up, and I think theater gave me an outlet to put all this energy into. But once I realized what the community was like, I was sold. We have a great theater community here in New York, but also in my hometown, Ashtabula, and like in Cleveland, where I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just the community, the groups of people that theater brings together are quality people.
How long have you lived in New York?
I've lived in New York on and off for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Brianna wants to know, what's the biggest difference between performing on a national tour versus performing in a Broadway house?
So national tours are interesting because you're traveling on your days off. So we get Mondays off here, but on Mondays for Kinky Boots, we'd be traveling to a new city. So you didn't really get that rest, that much needed rest. And so traveling on the road, you're dealing with different climates, different temperatures. You could start in Florida and end up in, I don't know, Montana, and the climates are extremely different. And so being a singer and performer, that is the hardest thing to deal with.
I never thought about that, the climate change on your voice.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it'll just go.
Right.
Peyton wants to know, what was your college experience like? I'm thinking about going to your school.
Oh, so I went to Baldwin Wallace Conservatory of Music.
Oh, B-dubs.
B-dubs, Matt knows.
Whole squad.
We have a very tight community here in the city, and that's really helpful when you first move. But I had a great time at school. I have a bachelor's of music, which is odd for a music theater performer. Most people end up with a BFA. But what drew me to that school was the bachelor's of music program. I wanted a bachelor's of music. So, yeah, it was a great time.
You loved it?
I loved it, of course.
Emma wants to know, do you have a favorite stage door experience?
Oh, my goodness. I meet so many lovely people at the stage door. I think the Broadway flea market was the best experience ever. It was a great time. We raised a ton of money for a good cause, and I got to meet all the cool people at once.
Oh, my God. The questions oh, my God. This is out of control.
Out of control.
You can handle it. You can handle it, Matt.
I love
Dig it down, How do you take care of yourself after every show?
So it's hot when you're warming up, hot liquids when you're warming up, cold liquids while performing, colder liquids after. It's like a muscle. It's like a
never
muscle.
knew
So you
that.
warm it up with the hot liquids, and then when you're performing, it's like room temperature liquids, and then after, ice it down.
I never heard that before.
You never heard that
No.
before? I don't know.
What-
Maybe
what do
that's
I
me,
know?
but that's what I do.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Trish, how do you make the role of Dmitry your own?
Trish, I am a goofball. So as you can probably tell. So there, I try to push Dmitry instead of being so hard and edgy. I think he's a con man that gets away with things with a smile. So that's my biggest takeaway, I think.
It's great that you had the, flexibility to make it your own,
Oh, I mean, this creative team is fantastic because even from the first day of understudy rehearsal a year ago from now, we were doing things and they were like, okay, that's you. Keep building and exploring that. And that, I think, ultimately led me to take over. Because in other companies, a lot what they want is cut and dry, but Anastasia is not like that. They want the variety of it all.
Awesome.
Do you have any favorite or funny onstage mishaps? A lot of different people.
This is a good story. Derek might kill me for saying this, but if you listen to my Petersburg, the verses are interchangeable because they all start with the same phrase. Boils down to there are some, boils down to there are some who survive. It changes, but the words are the same. So I was on for an understudy, and I switched the first and third verses. And it was only a split-second thing, and I only think Christy Altamar noticed. But the next day I got off, and I was like, Derek, I did it. I switched the verses. And he goes, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about that. And who did it that same day?
There you go. You put it right in his head.
Put it right in his head. Yep.
Abby, who did you look up to when you were younger?
Abby, when I was younger, starting off in music theater, I come from the generation of Aaron Tveit, and he was my biggest inspiration. I was in high school when Next to Normal was blowing up, and that was my guy. And I'm so excited he's going to be coming back soon for Moulin Rouge, which I heard is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fangirl for him.
Have you met him?
No. Aaron, if you're watching.
He watches every day.
Every day.
Aaron and Broadway.com are like this.
Brianna, what was something you had to get used to when you moved to New York City?
I think the pace of it all, getting on the train in the morning, going to work, being in compact. I come from a farm town, so there's not people around all the time. I haven't been alone since I moved here. There's always someone next to you that you don't know,
Right.
So that was the biggest adjustment, is the commute and being just outside with hundreds of people you don't know around you constantly.
Right.
This is a two-part question, but they're kind of similar. If you could revive one show on Broadway, what would it be and why? And the other question was, if you could go back in time and see one show, what would it be?
So you know what
I mean? So they're kind of connected.
Yeah. So my first Broadway show was Once, and I loved it. I saw the original cast, and I thought it was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had. But if I could revive one show, I would really want to see Follies, the original cast of Follies, Stephen Sondheim Follies.
You would love to go back in time and see the original cast.
Yeah, if I could go back and see that show. Because we did that at Baldwin Wallace, and I was fascinated with the idea of broken people. I played young Ben.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I thought it would be a fantastic trip to take. It's a super sad story, but I'm kind of drawn to sad things. I think most actors are.
Last question.
Last one, got it.
KR wants to know, do you have any advice for anybody wanting to do theater or pursue a performing career?
Yeah. So my biggest advice to young people is perseverance. You got to believe in yourself, and it takes time. So if you want to be on Broadway, you have to be in New York City, or if you want to be on TV, you have to be in New York City or in LA, and you have to give it time. So when I first moved here, I gave myself 5 years to get a job within the theater community that could sustain my life. And I said, after 5 years, I'll move on to something else. But within those 5 years, I said, there's no going back, full speed ahead, and whatever.
What year are you on?
I'm on year 3.
Jeez.
So
And you get a national
I got really lucky, guys.
Yeah.
I had some good friends and some real luck. So it's been a
Amazing.
blast so far.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're such an easy interview. Like, you're so on the ball.
Right?
So easy.
So
I had
fast.
coffee right before this interview.
Hot drinks and then
Yeah, so I'm
room
going to go have some.
temperature
Yeah.
okay, and then
You
cold
should do
and
that for the
cold.
show every day.
You know what? Maybe I need to. Zach, it was a real pleasure to have
This
you
was
here.
fun.
Come by anytime.
Of course, I'm going to just
And
drop
everyone, go see Anastasia. Hello.
Yeah, come
Brothers,
by.
and go see what Christy's doing at the stage door. Are you on social media? What's your?
on. Yes, I am. So my middle name is Michael, but you can say Zach Madkins. That's my handle.
Zach Adkins.
It's Zach M. Adkins, but I think Zach Madkins is just funny.
I'm into it. Okay. Hey, Matt, Mr. Matt Roden, why don't you take us out?
You guys know the deal. We do this live every single weekday here at 5 p.m. on Broadway.com's Facebook page, and we release it on YouTube and on our site and all those places. We also release this as a podcast, so if you want another way to consume this show and you like listening to things, subscribe to the Live at 5 podcast. Join us tomorrow. I don't know who's, I forgot, who's, do you remember, wait, I don't, it's on the graphic. I don't know. Valerie Simpson from Chicago is coming in tomorrow. That is going to be legend. Wait for it, Derry. I promise you it's going to be out of this world. Zach, thanks for being here. Thank you all for being here. Happy Thursday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.